Hello and welcome back to the Wisdom of Odin. Today we're going to be talking about holidays. And I'm doing this during the autumn equinox at the Ohio Sun Hinge, where we just got done celebrating the return of the sun, which I thought would be a wonderful backdrop to discuss the various pagan holidays and how to get into them yourself. And we're all going to do this in under 4 minutes because I'm crazy and you have a shortening attention span because of the internet. So let's get started. So we're going to start with summer. Now, if you do any research on the holidays of paganism yourself, the first thing you're going to see is the Wiccan Wheel of the Year. And the Wiccan Wheel of the Year has many different holidays on here, some historic, some not. The dates change on quite a few of them. But one to actually consider here is Beltane and Midsummer. Now, Beltane comes more from the Celtic, and Beltane was the start of summer in the Celtic world. Beltane is often celebrated with a big bonfire, lots of dancing and frolicking around. Also with different flower decorations, beautiful dresses, and lots of drinking and celebrating. Beltane goes back for hundreds, if not thousands of years, all the way back to the time of the early Irish and possibly even further. Now, Beltane is very similar to the Nordic and Germanic and a little bit of Eastern European traditions of midsummer, essentially held on the summer solstice. Now, the summer solstice is one of the most important times of the year to the ancient people. Midsummer, very similar to Beltane. You're gonna have lots of dancing. The maypole traditions are a little bit new, and it's hard to say if they actually go back to the pagan origin, but many modern neo-pagan traditions involve the maypole, a bonfire, lots of frolicking around and wearing flowers. And then let's go to the other half of the year. Let's go to winter. So we have Samhain, which is the Celtic start of winter, which takes place on October 31st going into November 1st. And this is when things get a little spooky and where people really love paganism. Because Halloween, which is on the 31st, is basically the watered down version of Samhain. And there's a lot of traditions within Samhain that are within Halloween still today. So there's lots of dressing up, wearing masks. Again, they like fires. They're known as the fire festivals for a reason. And there is usually some kind of procession, some kind of offering. But Samhain is often known as the time that the veil is thinnest. So the time that the spirits, the ancestors, the gods can be communicated more with. And this is also very similar when it comes to Yule, which is the Germanic Scandinavian tradition of the winter celebration. Now, this is where the date gets a little weird. Most people today celebrate it on the 21st or the 25th, and that's because of the aforementioned Wiccan Wheel of the Year. However, the historic date of Yule is the first full moon after the winter solstice. The best part about Yule is that you can celebrate it much like Christmas, just a little bit more dark and a little bit more magic. Remove the consumerism and bring in the bones and the holly and the green. I have a lot of videos talking about Yule, and I wrote a book about it, so I definitely recommend checking those out if you want to learn more. But really, if you begin a pagan practice and you celebrate the summer and the winter, whether with Beltane or Samhain or midsummer and Yule, you're already off to a great start. But with a little bit more time here, let's add a couple more that you can celebrate. So obviously the equinoxes, which is why I'm here right now. Celebrating the equinoxes is another excuse to come and witness another point of the sun. Especially if you live in Ohio, you should come to the Ohio Sun Hinge. It's a really great place. You can observe the sun in a really beautiful way. So the Wiccan Wheel of the Year, while of course Wiccan and some pagans want to kind of be like, I don't want to do that. It is a great place to look at. Just understand not all of them are historically accurate. Obviously, the dates aren't 100%. But honestly, I think if you follow the equinoxes and the solstices, this is a really great place to start for any pagan getting into it for the first time. So let me know in the comments below, how do you celebrate pagan holidays? Do you celebrate Samhain, Beltane? Do you celebrate Midsummer or Yule? Or do you celebrate all of them? I tend to celebrate all of them because I love a pagan celebration. So I hope to see you at a pagan celebration somewhere in the world, but know that I'm part of the Fellowship of Northern Traditions, which is a nonprofit dedicated to having pagan events in the United States and the UK and sometimes the Netherlands. Thank you so much. Let me know how you like this 4-minute format and if it helped you at all learn more about the pagan holidays.